I might cut this out to put at the beginning, but we should have an official introduction.
Oh yeah,
Don't you
smart.
think? Yeah. So let's do that.
Okay.
Hi. Welcome to Women in STEM. Today we're joined just briefly by our friend John, who's going to talk about metal, because of course today's topic, as always, is metal.
As always, that's so true. If there's
Mhm.
one thing about this podcast, we never shut up about two things. I don't have a second thing
It was like
with so much confidence. The second thing was
never
going to be
shut up
metal.
about two. We've never shut up about two things: metal, and yeah, you guessed it, more metal. Yeah.
We could, if we do another take, we could do that instead.
Oh no, I don't think we.
I know you were going to say that. I hate
I mean,
you.
we can do another take, but the thing is, I'm gonna keep both of them. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear us yet?
Oh,
Or are we
oh,
just talking about you to
In your
ourselves?
lips.
Okay. I bet that's going really well.
so is it recording? Oh, it is.
Yes.
Look at that.
Yes, now.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah.
Perfect. That's the main
You're both
thing,
wearing
because this is
yellow.
our special
That's so
guest.
fun. I'm not wearing yellow.
That's
You've got
embarrassing. You should
something
change.
yellow behind you. Yeah, put that on.
I do, yeah. My yellow pants. I could wear it like a
Perfect.
scarf, I suppose.
Yeah. Or just like just sleeves.
Is that a
Like
blanket?
just way too long sleeves.
It's pants.
No. There's something else that's yellow behind you.
Oh, more
You keep
pants.
looking. Yeah.
You got a lot of pants.
I love yellow.
You should just
Nice.
you should make an outfit of just yellow pants.
I
So you can
could.
do pants and way too long sleeves and maybe a scarf if you have a third pair.
Why not?
Yeah. I say go all
Okay.
out.
So much yellow.
Yellow's a good color. I like it.
It really
Yeah.
is. It's very bright. How'd your test go, John?
I got a 96 on it.
That's awesome. That's so good.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. It was open book. So but still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a test or a class we do open note quizzes every week.
Mhm.
And it's only 4 questions, but consistently I miss at least one because I'm like, I just can't be bothered to look it up.
Nice.
They're not timed either. That's the sad thing. It's like it's not like I'm under any pressure.
I think that's
There's no reason that I shouldn't look up the answer.
I think that's an ADHD thing you got there.
Maybe a little.
No, not again.
Yeah.
Our worst enemy strikes again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dang. We all have it too. Who took their meds
Yeah.
today?
Well, not my actual
Uh-oh.
meds. I drank an entire can of Bang, so I'm really shaky.
Okay.
That counts.
Well, that
I think that counts.
Yeah, it
I mean-
got the brain working. I just cleared out my closet.
Huh.
So
There you
yeah.
go. I'm doing laundry today and I didn't even take mine.
That's amazing. That's
I
really
know.
cool.
Yeah.
I can't even do my
It
laundry
was
when I've
to
taken my
sacrifice
meds.
all
So.
other obligations, but still.
That's you got to do it sometimes.
I even took supplements, like vitamins
Aw.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you. You're flourishing.
Talking about supplements, I told this to Olivia a little earlier. But our bodies naturally have iron in them. Okay. Sometimes some people have a little bit of an iron deficiency, but like there's iron in them, right? We are also made of carbon. And so technically, in the ways of smithing, okay, when you mix iron and carbon together, you get a very high carbon content steel. Okay. You get like really high carbon content. And so technically, we're steel. We are metal.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Rock on.
That's actually really
Yeah.
cool because I read an article once where was it the Viking? Well, I guess you don't know, but
Yeah,
I'm
can you
pretty sure
tell
it was
me?
the Vikings. They used to like reforge their swords in blood, believing that it would like the souls and the energy of the people that they killed with them would like imbue the sword with extra strength. And it did
Now
because
that's metal. Yeah, that's
Oh,
like
yeah.
seriously, right? Isn't that so cool?
Yeah, I have no idea if that's true or not. If it works like that, it probably doesn't. But definitely sounds cool.
but yeah, we're
I
gonna
mean,
believe it
Sounds neat.
anyway.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
blood, I mean, yeah, it has a lot of iron in it,
Mhm.
but it's also very fluid. And so when hot metal and water mix, like super hot metal and water
Just the
mix, it just
smell.
bubbles off. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and that
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
smell horrendous.
Yeah, that would be something.
I think
Mhm.
like little residue of the blood would probably bake off on the metal. You could
I'm
just,
gonna look this up now, actually.
it would probably bake off on there, but only way to do it is to try it out. So guess we gotta go do it.
Who's gonna offer the blood? We could all
I was
three
gonna say,
contribute. That's
yeah, isn't it supposed to be people that you've defeated? So I think we need to start a lot of sword fights, and then from
Ah,
there,
you're right.
yeah,
Does anyone have a
Yes.
mortal enemy?
do it the
Let's just
proper
get
way.
that get them out of the way quick. I don't either.
Yeah, I don't think I do.
Nope.
Well, I do, but he's too in the public eye. I don't think it would work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'd get in
no,
trouble for
nope,
that. Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I don't have any mortal enemies that I could realistically start a fight with.
But you could finish one.
Word. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so good. Well, anyway, I guess we should get officially started.
Real quick. It wasn't blood, it was bones.
Bones. Okay, that makes
Ah,
sense. Yeah, I've heard that too. So
bones. Yeah.
that was in Rick Riordan's Viking series.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I think I read
It's-
the first one.
it was okay. It's a pretty okay one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard that. I read the original Percy Jackson series,
those were
and
solid.
then
Mhm.
they're so good. They're so good.
Blood of like even the sequel series for that was super good. All the like
Yeah.
spin-offs though, kind of I never really got into them.
It's like at a certain point you kind of get tired of it. But
Yeah,
if
Yeah,
you're
and I
gonna read
think
any,
too
the
it would
original
be
Percy Jackson are good.
yeah.
yeah.
The
It
first
gets too
5, yeah.
confusing with the overlap because even with the Romans and the Greek gods, I was like, okay, yeah, I could handle this. But then the Egyptian gods and like all of them are existing all at the same. I was
Yeah.
like, why? You could separate them. You could say it's not the same world. It would be easy to do that, but
Yeah, somehow he's
Yeah.
gonna tie
I
it all
get it.
together though. I think he may have already done that. I don't know. So
I'm sure.
Hmm.
Most
Anyway.
ambitious
Well-
crossover event.
That's this what we're doing here.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah, I had.
I mean, it
an
looks
iron
like we're
deficiency.
filming in 3 different like times of year, you know? Whitney's in the middle of summer.
You're in the dead of winter in Alaska.
I'm filming in December. Yeah.
You're
I got
filming with an
5
itty
minutes
bitty
of
book light,
sunlight
Ollie.
today. I just don't
Oh,
want to use the big light. And it's been raining all day, so it's dark.
and spooky. Yeah.
Yeah.
And John, you're
Yeah,
in the middle of
spooky.
fall. How's that?
Yeah, that must be
It's
nice.
wonderful. I like it.
That's good.
Truly amazing. It's beautiful. Yep.
We love to hear it.
Mm.
I'm definitely a fall person. That's what I was doing today, was getting all my sweaters out, ready to go.
Nice.
Very excited. Well, let's talk
That's funny.
metal.
I've got 2 minutes. So
Okay, let's do it.
John,
I've said
you
go ahead.
I was gonna pass it to you. So
Oh.
Nice.
Awkward.
Really useful.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say something, Whit. Oh,
Yeah.
well, okay. So I
nothing
said
at
my
all.
little weird spiel. Oh, I also told this to Olivia. while we were waiting for you, that whenever somebody says that they have steel labs, they're technically not wrong.
Interesting. Interesting.
Facts. Science. Yeah.
I do love being steel. It feels powerful.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I recently, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I have one little metal fact that I was gonna contribute, and it's that brass and copper specifically is antibacterial. So
Yeah.
True.
it just
Yeah.
naturally does that, and that's pretty sexy of it, I think.
Yeah, I'd
Just a
agree.
metal, but that's cool.
So like, let's say you get stabbed and then it gets really yucky and you get an infection. What you can do to stop that is stab yourself again, but with brass. Because that's bronze and
I
copper.
like that. I feel like I read that in a book once where they didn't like stab themselves again, but they used like copper shavings to put in the
Copper,
wound.
yeah, copper is also naturally by itself is just antibacterial. So I
That's
don't know
so
why they
cool.
don't put it more in doctors' offices and things like
Well,
that.
actually,
But
it's funny that you bring that up because that's where I got this fact. Is the my dad actually sent me an article about this a couple weeks ago, and there's a man who's been trying to petition removing stainless steel in hospitals and replacing it with like
yeah,
copper. And there's a hospital where they did that as a test, and uh infections started within the hospital went down something by 53%. Like a huge amount. So it is weird that we're
yeah.
not just doing it. Like they like doorknobs and light switches and stuff, the things that are touched most regularly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's brilliant. It is so cool to me that copper
Yeah.
does that.
Plus, that's what they use in all the old houses too. So it fits an aesthetic.
Yeah.
And not
You
many
know,
metals can say that they kill bacteria and also are sick as hell. So
yeah.
True.
I read a book called Tress of the Emerald Sea, by Brandon Sanderson, a professor
Mm.
at BYU.
Mhm.
He's a
Sounds
really
like a
good
Sanderson
author.
title. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but in the book, he talks about how metal, so it's not like an ocean that we have here on Earth. Their oceans are made out of spores. So if you think like fungus spores, but the only way for them to be safe while being out there on the ocean was to have salt water, or I think it's like pure silver or something like that, silver inlay on their ships. Okay. And so um there's just so many cool things that metal does, just different types of metal. Like sodium, it's explosive. So is I'm pretty sure it's
Mhm.
magnesium or potassium. Those ones are just very explosive when they mix with water. And so
That was my favorite thing about freshman bio is which I took as a junior because BYU hates its students, but
mhm.
they oh, it's just the simplest experiment, but they just slice off a little bit of sodium and pop it in there and
Yeah, it's cool.
lovely. That's lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Well, I gotta go, guys. So thanks
Yeah.
for letting me
Thanks
join
for
your
joining us.
women
Thanks
in
for
STEM.
coming. Sorry I was late.
No, it's okay. I'll talk to you guys later.
Have fun on your
Sounds good.
date.
See you
Bye.
later.
Thank you. Bye.
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 Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Is your head better?
Yeah. I just was waiting for everything to kick in.
Mm-hmm.
The medicine that I took, etc. Not Adderall. I think that would probably have an opposite effect.
I don't think
Because
it would help.
everything just rushes through you, you know. I think that would be good. I also haven't taken it for months because I don't know where I put it. Um,
Oh no.
yeah, yeah,
This is gonna be a weird episode.
it is. Because why? Like, it is. Anyway,
Well, enjoy.
and now enjoy this, or else. Yeah.
So it's been a weird energy.
A little bit.
Yeah. And I mean, you have a migraine to blame.
Mhm.
I drank, I think, how much caffeine is in
1,000 or
so many.
not. I don't know.
It's like a lot. 300 milligrams of caffeine, which I think is
Mhm.
like 100 times the recommended daily dosage. So
Probably. But it's only half the amount of milligrams of ibuprofen that I've taken today. So I think it's laughable.
well, I've got a
Do
whole other
better.
can here, so
There you go.
bet. All right. I would never go
Yeah.
to sleep again.
Probably the
I
worst
would
idea
I
in
can
the world
start
is taking a second bang of 300 milligrams of caffeine at 7:30 p.m.
I could start the Russian sleep experiment in my bedroom. Let's just see how this goes. Tune in next week
That's
to
just
see if
where you
I've
take a
ripped out
bang at
my
7:30 p.m. and
organs.
then see how quickly you can learn Russian.
I don't like a single thing I've said the whole time that we've been talking. Not one single thing.
Yeah,
Ideally, I would just
might be
like
a rough
drop
one
it
to
in
look back
something
to.
else.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all. I am untethered. I'm floating wildly through the air.
Mhm.
I'm experiencing 30-mile-an-hour winds.
No, no. Anything but
Yeah,
that.
blow away.
No.
Ooh, I'm sorry for all of this.
Yeah. I mean, we could just like upload a 10-minute episode that's John talking about metal,
Let's
you know?
do that. I don't want any of this
I feel like
out
this is
and
going weirdly.
it's like it's got a similar energy to the day where we forgot to have a conversation, but it's like in the opposite direction.
We're having too much bad conversation.
Yeah. The dam is
That's
bursting.
funny.
There's cracks.
Yeah.
There's no critical thought whatsoever. I'm not gonna say anything. I don't. This is, you
Thanks
know
everybody
how
for
people
listening.
say, you know how people say like the things that go on the internet never go away.
Uh-huh.
And you have to be careful what you post on like social media and stuff because of in case future employers like look you up, then anything
Yeah.
you put on the internet is gonna be there forever and it's gonna be super embarrassing.
Mhm.
I don't post on social media and I haven't for years and years and years. So that's not a
Yeah.
concern to me. And hasn't been until this podcast.
This
Not
very
the
second when you
this
realize
episode.
this is a person that I've been friends with for 4 years, and our lack of communication is I mean, it's abysmal to behold. So a
It's
future
really
employer
it's not
a
funny,
future
it's just
employer would
sad.
perhaps just be like, "Oh gosh, this is somebody they know." Like, imagine how terrible at their job they'll be if it's with a stranger or like an
How many
acquaintance.
yellow pants do they have? What the
Ugh,
hell?
jeez, that's weird.
Yeah, no, I'm like the only word I'm ashamed of what's happened here tonight. Like,
Yeah. Are you free tomorrow? We could ask John if he has any time and just continue the conversation. Because
that
he
would
has a
be good.
lot to say about metal. He really does.
I love him so much. I thought maybe it was a typo or there was a movie called Metal Tomorrow. And it's
That
he just
actually
wanted to talk
sounds
about
sick.
metal.
We
It
should
did.
make
I
a
was
movie
excited. I
called
looked.
Metal Tomorrow.
Ooh. Okay, we have to
We're
start
on
another
something
Excel
here.
sheet
Yeah.
about with the movies that we're playing.
Yeah.
Stop recording. I need to tell you something, but I don't want this. We're done.
More of life should be lighthearted, fun, silly, goofy.
And I have always said that.
I believe you. I know this, and I love you. And we're gonna be the people to bring this back.
Yes.
Mhm, mhm. One
my
of my
destiny.
secret joys in my life is when I like watch somebody, like there's a YouTube channel that I really like, and I scroll through their old videos and realize that at some point or other they have done a movie review. Because then in my mind I'm like, this is perfect. Because now we can collab, even though their stuff has nothing in common with ours, you know?
If you have reviewed a movie,
That's it, you're on the list.
that's all the qualifications you need.
Exactly.
I found a video the other day and I subscribed to this guy. It was lovely. He makes violins. The
He
title of the
makes
video was,
violins.
I think this one's good. It was like a 30-second clip of him like playing it, and it had this lovely scratchy sound, like frightening, but in a Lord of the Rings kind of way.
Oh, uh-huh.
It was very like full. It was good. It was good.
That's
And again, it
awesome.
was like only 30 seconds, and it was just him with his homemade violin, just kind of scraping along. And I was like, this is great. Like, here before 100K, you know? I love this
Yeah.
guy. I can't
That's
wait to see
awesome.
what else he posts. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I follow the guy who makes guitars out of things.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, really good stuff. I follow like an art restoration guy.
Oh, that sounds
There's all
nice.
sorts of just little gems, you know?
Yeah. There's a
Yeah.
lady, and I was actually going to talk about her today. Um,
Oh,
I
perfect.
it would have been if the metal enthusiast was still here.
Yeah.
Anyway, because I was, nope. The lady that I follow,
Yeah.
she does free metalworking videos,
Oh,
jewelry making
cool.
specifically. And
Cool.
it
John
is
was just
the
telling me
most.
the other day that he wants to get into making jewelry.
I want to. Also, I have been wanting to all freaking year. There's a jewelry school in Salt Lake, and they have on their website that classes started in March. And I emailed them in February. I was like, "Hey, I'm super interested. I can't wait for you guys to like start just like I'm subscribing. Let me know. I'll be notified when classes are up and running again." And they emailed back and I said, that's great. Classes aren't ready yet. They won't be for another month or so. And, we're just getting new supplies and like instructors and everything. Their website still says March.
Oh, but it's already been
Devastating.
March.
It's already been March, and it passed
Yeah.
and they didn't email me.
Oh, that's so sad.
It's really sad. And so I was looking online to see if I could find any like supplementary stuff so I could come into the class and be like amazing. I don't need to worry about that because apparently the class will never ever happen. But she does everything for free. Hours and hours of content of like starting from the very most basic of like learning how to use the saw, cutting in a straight line, how to put it in like the tension, how to get everything right. She's like the most wonderful. She's doing this for free. That's a
Yeah, that's
class
so
people
awesome.
pay so much money to, and she's just like, I'm doing this stuff anyway. I might as well like, put it out there for people. So
I love it when people do
I
that.
told my mom a couple months ago, I was like, I would love to like, if I get my degree, I'll get my degree. It's not an if.
I was like, please, you've been in school forever.
Sunk cost fallacy. I can't quit now. Really, it's been so long. I only have until April. I will graduate.
That's not too bad. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it's really not.
That's like
But
7
I'll
months
get my
away.
degree. Yeah, 2 semesters. Come on. Easy money. And then I would like to start like a little jewelry making business. I think that would be lovely.
I think that'd be really nice.
And she said, please don't do that. You'll make much more money as a lawyer. And I said, maybe, but will I be happy? I'll marry a lawyer, get the money, and then I just get to do my stuff. I was talking about this with my
that would be
coworker,
good.
Sid.
And here's the thing, you can always have like more than one source of revenue, right? So if you're focusing on like becoming a lawyer, but then you also on the side have a jewelry shop, that's always good. You need a side hustle. Everybody needs a side hustle. You know?
Yeah.
Just have a bunch of hobbies monetize them, and then you always have options.
Yes.
I am in a
yes,
void
yes, yes,
right
yes,
now.
yes.
Yeah,
Is it nice?
it's pretty cozy.
That's good.
You were saying about Sid?
The
Something
sloth?
about
Oh, my friend!
Mhm.
Sydney.
The sloth.
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry to interrupt then.
This is funny because this is exactly a conversation that Sid and I did have last week. Is I was talking about something and Sid interrupted me to say something valuable, and then apologized and said, "I'm so sorry. I like sometimes people with ADHD you have to interrupt." And I was like, "Yeah,
You're like, "You're
absolutely. I
telling
completely
me."
understand."
Preaching to the choir, my friend.
Thank you so much. You saved me from myself, this spiral of just verbose arguments. It just keeps coming out of me and I can't get out. Let me guess. Talking.
I think that's that's actually, now that you mention it, a really good perk of having a lot of friends with the same condition as you,
Yeah.
because you balance each other out.
Yeah. I feel like in a
You
conversation
can't be
with
talking too
someone
much if
like,
the other person is always interrupting.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I feel like if they're all on the same wavelength of interrupting as well, it's super good. Like I've talked with
Mm.
people with ADHD and they don't have the interrupting to conversation ratio down. And
Oh,
I don't,
mhm.
I'm not saying anyone has it down perfectly, but there are people that you're like, okay, well, I haven't finished a sentence
Yeah.
in quite some time.
Yeah,
hmm Yes. But then you feel
that's
like
a little
that
rough.
person when you're talking with like normal people. So
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
guess
where you
there's
just,
no.
somebody says something and you wanna show that you agree, so
hmm
you say something while they're still talking, and then you're like, "Oh my gosh, am I
Yeah.
interrupting?" But that's also
Yeah.
that's a lot of just, like, female socialization, where, like, if a group of women are talking together and somebody
hmm
says something, everybody will say, "Oh, yeah, totally."
hmm
And just even if you're not adding
Yeah.
on, you have to have a verbal response, like, right now you're nodding and
Like
saying,
what
"Yeah,
I'm doing.
normal, yeah."
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just, like, totally normal, but then sometimes it can be weird for people who weren't socialized in that way to feel like they're being interrupted, when really it's just a person trying to show that they're listening to you and they're enthusiastic about what you're
Actively
saying.
engaged. Yeah. Something I do to show that is like I snap. I'm like,
Mm,
yeah, amen,
mhm.
absolutely. But sometimes I've had this happen. I think I want to say in that English class that I didn't care for. um,
I remember it.
you're familiar. I only complained about it once or twice. But I'd snap, and there was one member of our group in particular who always like I don't know acted a little bit huffy about it. Like it was like a let's trying to like they thought that I was like over here, like, look at me now. When
Oh,
in reality, I
uh-huh.
was like, amen, amen, amen. And then also on top of that, but like the two, do you see
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Do you see the
Yeah, yeah,
conundrum that we were in? hmm
yeah, that's tricky.
Yeah, it was hard, but I got through it.
Yeah. And,
Oh, hey, my parents are watching the Barbie movie today. Oh, what?
you're so brave for sharing your story like that.
It's taken a lot to get to the point where I am comfortable sharing it, and I
Mhm,
feel like I can be open about it. And I just think it helps other people get to a place where they can heal as well. So
mhm. Yeah, that's
I think that's
beautiful.
really big of me.
Mhm.
Yes.
So your parents are watching Barbie today.
Yeah, my mom
Nice.
made my dad rent it so they could watch it. Which he's like morally opposed to doing,
Right,
but
yeah, like, I would never personally.
but
If
yeah.
Heidi says, Heidi says. What can we do?
Heidi says, and you know what? You want to watch the Barbie movie? You got to watch the Barbie movie. You rent that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
It's fair. It's fair.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So they just started it not that long ago. So I'll let you know how he likes it.
Sounds good. Because I do
know.
think we should have we haven't recorded anything about it. It's on our list.
No, yeah.
So depending on what they think,
We could
have
have another
another
Jason cameo.
yeah.
Yeah. Because the last time we talked about it was the week before the movie came out.
Mhm.
When we were talking about like remakes or something, I think.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
think so.
remember,
And that
but
was the only time that we've mentioned yeah, pretty much the only time we've mentioned it on the actual podcast.
yep.
Even though we've both
Yeah.
seen
We
it.
both knew it was gonna be good.
Yeah.
We were already talking about how amazing it was.
Yeah.
And again, it had not come out. But
Mhm.
so this just proves that we are so ahead of the curve.
Yeah, it just was a sense. It was like a disturbance in the force type thing where we just have a
Exactly.
sixth sense we can tell
Yeah. I mean,
if we're
we
gonna
knew from the
enjoy a
Ken
movie before we've even
Lemon.
seen it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
You can't have an actor go into as much energy as Ryan Gosling did to Ken
Mhm.
and not have at least a fun final product.
Yeah, like at
You
least
know?
have a good time. Mhm.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know what? I'm gonna say this. I think it's the exact energy that Brendan Fraser went into The Mummy with.
Mm, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's people being serious about
Being
silly
goofy.
things. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, we can't express this enough. Be silly or else.
Or else.
Or else.
How many times do I have to say it?
At least 3 or 4
You have
tonight.
got to get goofier. Like
we have no other option. You're like a CEO running the business.
we need like one of those
what else
graphs
can we
with like the
do?
red line that's going up and down, and we're like, look at this. We have got to get
You got
goofier.
to get sillier.
Silly
Yeah.
stocks are tanking.
And so I have been binge watching so much Taskmaster today, just because I've been busy cleaning and stuff.
You're doing tasks.
I was doing my silly little tasks, which I found that the music really helps with, because the trumpets make me
Alex
very
Horne
anxious.
Taskmaster music. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and there's
Makes sense.
one tune that they use quite often for a lot of things, but the one that sticks out in my memory is the one where Jessica Knappett falls off the stage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
One of the
that's
more
a
iconic
fundamental image.
moments of the show. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Anyway, I in my head thinking about silly, but you know the task where they make the coconuts into businessmen.
Mm. What
I
season is that?
like 4, 5, 6, 4,
Mm.
5.
5. Yeah, that sounds right.
With Nish Kumar. He made the coconut head. And Sally made a little chart with the graph of the stocks going way, way, way up. He had a little tot. It was adorable. So that's, you know what? That's the energy that we all need to be going into life with. If you're
I think
not
so.
channeling
Every day when you wake
coconut
up,
businessman.
every day when you wake up, think I'm on Taskmaster, and then live your life that way. I think you'll be fine.
So true. And maybe one day you will be.
Maybe, probably not, but maybe.
I had another thought. This is unrelated to anything we've talked about today, but I went to the temple today.
So has everything been.
Yeah, nothing's been. I was having a hard time focusing because again, I did not take my medication, but I hadn't had the bang at that point, so I was like, okay, I must not fall asleep. And I was thinking about AI and like voice recreation and actor recreation and stuff like that, and I think that the only good example of it is how Val Kilmer in Top Gun Maverick, they were able to recreate his voice using AI because he can't speak. He had throat cancer, you know. Voice box completely gone, can't use that anymore, but he was able to sound like himself because they were using that. And I think that's an appropriate use of that, is they can do that sometimes.
Hmm.
If the actor is still alive,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
in very,
And like
very
has
minute
agreed to it.
situations. Yeah,
Yeah.
and is like, oh, because that's such a specific situation that an actor is still alive but can no longer speak, and you're then able to like put their voice back in over their own like that's, I mean, that's one situation
Hmm.
that is only with Val Kilmer that it's appropriate. But
Yeah,
you know, I'm not
pretty
saying that
much.
all AI is bad, but
But we're not saying that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Why did that commercial need to be like Audrey Hepburn, the Dove commercial? They made her do a Dove commercial for no reason. It had nothing to do with her. Why couldn't you have just cast anybody else? You could have just cast, why, like, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen that commercial, but I do agree with you
I'm gonna send
ideologically
it to you.
because I don't like usually people are in commercials because they are hired to do so. So if you're not going to
Yep.
hire somebody, you're just going to pretend that they're there and they're not making money off of it and they're not getting the publicity. She doesn't need publicity. And also, like, they just let her rest, you know?
She's dead. Like, she's not doing commercial. Like, yeah, she did enough. She's done so much culturally.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, you think she also needs to sponsor Dove now? Not really.
It's disrespectful. Like,
Yeah.
come on. Yeah, but it's just, it makes me, I wrote a paper on this last year actually because it made me so mad. Do you want to see my bruise?
The one that's
It
been
sounds
there
like a sentence. The one
permanently?
that 3.5 weeks now we're going on.
Yeah, it's a long
It just
time.
keeps changing colors, but it never fades.
Wow,
Can you
yeah.
see?
It's really distinct on this camera.
Oh, is it? Because
Yeah,
yeah,
when
the
you sent the
lighting
other
for the
picture the
Snapchat,
other day, you
it
could
doesn't
kind
show
of,
it very well.
yeah, you can't really tell on Snapchat, but this is pretty clear.
But it's just, I mean, it's gone from, it looks at points like it's healing. It goes to like purple
Mhm.
and yellow and green a little bit. And I'm like, okay, we're getting somewhere. And then it just
Mhm.
like
Goes
keeps
back.
changing. It's like, it, yeah.
Yeah,
For
weird.
what? I don't even remember getting it. So
Mhm.
I don't even have a cool story of like the time I got a permanent bruise. I guess I could make one up.
You should probably make one up because most likely it's just like that you walked into the edge of a table or something. Boring. Nobody
Yeah,
wants to hear that. I
not
don't
exciting.
remember like the last bruise that I like specifically remember where I got it is just when they drew my blood so badly. So that's not like a fun story.
No, it just, I mean, you don't want to relive that.
Yeah.
How's your noggin, by the way, over the last 40 minutes since I
Yeah.
asked?
Pretty, I mean, it's fine. It's to the point now where it's just like a headache if you move too much and it's not
Yeah,
permanent.
that's good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you should take some codeine, like Liv did in Hill House.
Mm. Yeah, that worked really well for her.
It did at first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a house, as far as we know, isn't haunted.
No, I feel like we probably would have discovered it by now.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Oh well, what can you do? Well,
Goodbye.
bye.
Thank you everyone for listening to us not talk about metal for an hour.
Or movies.
Or anything, really.
Or John. I mean, we mentioned him a little. You know, the two things
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we are famous for talking about,
Yeah.
as
We thought we'd take a
established.
break today and just talk about something else, unrelated to metal and that guy John. Yeah.
And anything else sensical at all.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just a nice little conversation.
I hope so.
I hope so. I feel like we had some good moments, but of course I'm gonna have to rewatch this and see.
Okay. And
Yeah.
if somehow, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but if somehow like accidentally this file gets deleted or corrupted, like any of our past
Mhm.
episodes, I don't think it would be terrible.
No, I think like this would be the ideal one to lose, not the other ones.
Not the ones where we were so I
If there was some sort
mourn
of like
our Pride and
exchange where
Prejudice
I could
one.
say like I could release this in order to get back some other
The
episode,
Prince of Egypt one.
I would get back the Prince of Egypt and the Princess Bride.
We were
Hands down.
so
They were so
on
good.
top of things.
They were so good.
We had so much fire. I think about the Prince of Egypt one floating around. I bet the bastard who stole your laptop doesn't even appreciate it at all.
No, probably not. Well, I
Like-
mean, probably not because it was a Mac, so they can't open it. They need my fingerprint.
Yeah.
So it's a really useless thing to steal. Listen, if anybody out there is thinking of stealing something, that's fine. You know, times are hard, but don't steal a Mac laptop because you can't
Isn't
get
there a
into
way
it.
to like break into it though?
You're just gonna have to throw it away unless you happen to know. Like, unless you're like a tech genius, in which case, why are you like get a job? You know? No offense.
And that's that on that.
hmm
By the way, if the person who stole that laptop is listening to this, please send that file.
Yeah, like, can I get my laptop back, please? You still have it? There's a really good video on there about the Prince of Egypt, but it was really good.
It's a good movie,
Do you
and
have
we
my
had some good thoughts
backpack?
about it.
Can I have my backpack back?
Do you have a non-broken window?
Yeah, can you put the window
Exchange?
back? Now we
Well,
have two
actually, we know
windows.
he's not a
This
Windows
way,
guy.
in case it happens. Hey.
And then I leave.
Yeah, we gotta end this now.